Hey, how's it going, guys? This is Mark Shaw, the author of The Keeper of the Wind and creator of the hashtag Indie Books Be Seen. I want to say Happy New Year to all you authors out there, and we're going to do a lot of great things this year. I want to talk a little bit about 2015 and some of the things I'm proud of that we've accomplished. We had a lot of firsts in 2015. For one, we started out with our own commercial. I thought it'd be really cool if we had a commercial representing all indie authors, and I'd like to thank author Angela for making that come true. So we started with a bang there. Another thing, we did YouTube videos. We teamed up again with the booktubers on YouTube to do special indie book hauls for indie books. I'd like to thank all the booktubers who took a chance and supported us. A lot of them won't touch our books, and I'm glad these guys took a chance and really gave indie books a chance, and a lot of them actually love the books. So that just goes to show you, when you open your mind to things, you discover new things. Another thing I want to talk about is the catalogs that we did last year. I'll show you what they look like. Last year we did our first Indie Books Be Seen catalogs. This is what they look like, back and front. Give you a little bit what it looked like inside. With these catalogs, we had the picture of the cover. We had links, and we also had QA codes. So we had several ways for people to experience your book, and I think it turned out great. I'd like to thank all the authors who participated, all 83 of them. I think it was a big accomplishment, and I think this year's is going to be even better. So thank you very much for participating, all you authors. One thing I want to discuss is Indie Books Be Seen is for all authors that are indie. I feel like sometimes some authors will get on just to get what they can get out of promoting their book, and then they jump off. What we're trying to do is for everyone. We're trying to heighten awareness to indie books, all indie books, not just some indie books. I like to think that more people would be more involved in this movement, because I believe it's for you. And it's not an authors group. This is to boost our profile in the world, and I really hope that more people will get involved. For the people who are involved, thank you so much. Because of you, we did a lot of good things last year. One thing that we did that I'm extremely proud of is that on our second annual Indie Pride Day, which is July 1st, and we're also going to have another one this July 1st, we actually trended on Twitter. I think everybody knows how hard it is to trend on Twitter, but not only did we trend, but we trended for 2 days, and we got over 20,000 tweets. To me, that's huge. And I think that because we came together on Twitter, on Facebook, and other social media outlets, we came together as a collective. We made something big happen, and I do expect that to happen again this year. When we come together as a collective, we give everyone's books a chance. So you have to remember that. That's what Indie Books Be Seen is about. It's not so much about selling your book, but it's about giving your book the opportunity to be seen. You can't sell your book if no one knows it's there. So Indie Books Be Seen is about spotlighting everyone's books. So everyone who was involved in that, thank you so much. That was a milestone. So let's make it happen again this year. Another thing that's come out of the Hove movement that I really love, and I think it's a growing thing among indie authors is lots of indie authors are coming together and doing book compilations, books of poetry, short story books, and I think that's wonderful. There was a book out this year where several indie authors got together and they wrote short stories, and they all promoted the book together, and I think that was wonderful. When we do things like this, it brings more attention to us as a collective, and I hope we continue to come up with new ideas to showcase how talented we are. And just remember, when we come together, we can make a lot of things happen. So, what I want to talk about this year, the plan for Indie Books Be Seen is, for one, I believe we should get behind more causes as an industry. And I'm coming up with ways to spotlight indie authors through getting behind different causes. And I hope that you guys will get behind me on the things that I have planned. I'll keep you posted as they come up, but I definitely have huge plans for that. Another thing, I really want to focus on getting us into libraries, or getting more indie books into libraries. I definitely want to get our catalog into libraries. And that's something I'm really going to work on hard this year, because I think that's a really big step if we can get there. Another thing I want to, talk about is Indie Pride Day this year. Indie Pride Day is going to be huge. Remember, July 1st, not only are we going to do like we did the last 2 years, take a picture of ourselves, selfie with our books, with the hashtag Indie Books Be Seen, as well as hashtag Indie Pride Day. I want to make that day a Black Friday for all indie books. I'm hoping to get a lot of you to lower your prices on your titles. And if you have swag or whatever you want to give out, I want that day to be grander than what it has been. Not only do I want a trend, but I want more people to gravitate to us, more readers. And I think if we have a day that's ours, where we can showcase not only ourselves as authors, but make it a situation where we can prosper, with more people buying your book, I think we should definitely reach for the stars. I think that's huge this year. So remember, on Indie Pride Day, we want to make that a Black Friday. So on that day, we want all indie authors, as many as possible, to lower your prices on your titles, so that we all can prosper in some kind of way. So that's one thing. Another thing I want to talk about is a trivia game that we started last year at the end of the year, called Indie Clue. Hashtag Indie Clue. Hashtag Indie Clue was put together to target readers who don't usually read indie books. I targeted particular readers that I knew it'd be hard to get them to switch from the top 10, New York Times bestseller list. By coming up with different trivia about indie books and indie book topics, where they had to actually research to get the prize. The prize was monetary, because sometimes when you just want to give them books, if they don't like indie books, why would they be interested in the book? So I wanted to entice them in other ways, and more or less give them the opportunity to do research about whatever the topic was I put up. So I really want to pursue that, and I hope you authors will get behind me, because I made great progress. And I made believers out of a few people who won that, and people who follow them. So I hope you get behind me with hashtag Indie Clue this year, because I think we're definitely on to something, but we have to band together to make it happen. Last but not least, I want to go back to the catalog again. We're taking entries for our new catalog for 2016. I need to make sure that when you send your pictures, that the DPI is at least 300 DPI. Last year when we did this, I had to go back at the last minute and get authors to resubmit their pictures because we want the best quality possible for your titles. When you post them when we post them in a book, I want to make sure that when people see them, they're the best quality. So please make sure the images that you send are good quality. The whole purpose behind the catalogs is that with everyone in the catalog promoting each other, we could get these far and wide. Last year we had 1,000 printed up. Within that 1,000, I've shipped about 900 out around the world. And different authors, what we did was we promoted them at trade shows, at book fairs. We put some in coffee shops, doctor's offices, anywhere where somebody can pick one of these up and give it a look. What makes it work is if we promote it together. If everyone promotes this together, we should be able to reach tons of readers because there are tons of authors in here. So there's no reason why we shouldn't all be able to collectively come together and promote these everywhere. So the whole purpose behind doing a catalog is that everyone in the catalog has a stake in the catalog. So we all come together and we push it at our expos, our trade shows, and it gives everyone a chance to be seen. So I really hope that this year you'll be involved. I'm quite certain we'll have at least 150 to 200 plus authors this year. So please get on this as soon as you can. We want to definitely have it out by no later than the beginning of March. And we're taking entries, and I'd love to see your title in it. I think that's all I have for now, but I want to thank everybody for your continued support with Indie Books Be Seen. I hope you see the vision that I see and make indie trendy. That's my goal. Thank you.